This bone tutorial will be on the bovine pelvis. So here you can see I have a bony specimen of a cow pelvis. Here is the sacrum, here, so this is dorsal, this is cranial, and then this is caudal. Here we need to look at the different pieces that make up the pelvis. So we have the ilium, very similar to the equine if you've already watched that video. Here's the ilium. So this is the wing of the ilium here. This is the body of the ilium here. Then we have the tuber sacral, so up by the sacrum, sacral, tuber sacral, which does not curve up dorsally quite as much as in the equine, so that's a little bit different. They look a little different. Tuber sacral, tuber coccyx here. So again, you have that on the other side as well. Here you have the ischium. So you have the ischiatic spine here. And on the caudal aspect here, we have the tuber Ishi Eye. So here's the tuber Ishi Eye, and I'm going to turn it so you can see from a caudal view. And tuber Ishi Eye here, and you have a tuber Ishi Eye here. So then in between those two tuber Ishii, you have this indent that's the ischial arch, so that divot in between the two. So tuber Ishii, ischial arch in between. Then we'll turn this over to a ventral view. So then you can see the obturator foramen, so that's the hole that you see ventrally, obturator foramen over here. You have the pubis here in the middle. Then you also have the acetabulum, so that's the hip, where the hip joint is, where the femur is inside the acetabulum. You also have the acetabular notch right there. Then we'll look at the sacrum for just a moment. So here was the sacrum. I'm going to turn it so you have a cranial view and can see kind of into that pelvic area. So here's the sacrum. And the sacrum also has wings, just like the ilium. So here's a wing of the sacrum and a wing of the sacrum. And in between the sacrum and the ilium is the sacroiliac joint. So here's the sacroiliac joint, and there's a sacroiliac joint. So just like in the pony specimen, we have the pelvic inlet and the pelvic outlet to identify. So here you would be cranial, so you're inside the abdomen of the cow, and as the fetus passes out to be born, it goes through the pelvic inlet first, so that's this area here. So the pelvic inlet, and then it passes all the way through the pelvic outlet as well. So pelvic outlet is out here, and then it passes into the outside world, so it is born. So pelvic inlet inside, pelvic outlet outside. Then we'll look at a ligamentous preparation to see the sacrosciatic ligament on a bovine pelvis. Oops. Turn it the same way I had the other one so that you can keep your orientation. So here's cranial, and here would be caudal. And here you have the ilium. So you have the body and the wing of the ilium. Tuber sacral, sacrum is here in between the two sides of the pelvis. Here you have the tuber Ishii, and here you can see this ligamentous remnant of the sacrosciatic ligament. Here you can see the greater sciatic foramen, and here is the smaller, lesser sciatic foramen. So more caudal is lesser sciatic foramen. Then on the ventral view, so we'll turn it over and just take a quick look at that acetabulum. Actually, this side has a better view to it, so we're going to do this one. So this is the acetabulum, again, where the head of the femur goes. But the acetabular notch is here, and you can see this really nice transverse acetabular ligament spanning across that notch in this specimen. So once again, on this specimen, we can appreciate the pelvic inlet and the pelvic outlet. So passing through the birth canal on its way to be born, a fetus would go through the pelvic inlet, which would be inside here. So you can see my hand, pelvic inlet, and then out here would be the pelvic outlet in this area.